Okay, hello and welcome to another episode from M3e. Unfortunately, the microphones failed, so I'm going to have to do a voiceover for this episode. This is a game of Malifaux. We are in the 3rd edition of the game, and we're in GG3. The schemes and strats are covert flank. We've spread them out, set the trap, hidden martyrs, assassinate and load them up. I am running the guild, Hoffman, with his mechanical assistant, a guardian, a hunter, a riot breaker, a warden, a watcher, and the peacekeeper, and the hunter has no prisoners. Jade is running Levictus, with 2 hollow waifs, a soul battery, a necropunk, the dead rider, the pale rider, hands, and 2 abominations. And we're going into the first turn of the game, and most of my first turn is going to be spent moving forwards and focusing. I'm stuck in a poor deployment zone with the forest to one side and a field to the other side, and so I am quite slow moving through this for the first turn. If I'd have thought about it better, the Guardian should have been throwing some people up the pitch to try and mitigate some of this, but it didn't, so that's fine, and we will learn from that for the future. So yeah, most of this first turn is both us getting into position to have some focus on us, and Hoffman goes last in this turn because my mechanical tenant was able to get myself a ram, so this means I could had enough power to move models before the end of the turn, where I then put power tokens on everything and I made F stuff fast for the start of the second turn, which is great. So there's not much else to say really for this first turn. And I think I'll stop talking for now while I watch what's going on the screen. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, very little going on. It's all just walk and focus, walk and focus, walk and focus. Had a call for hand, and yeah, we're going into turn 2 now. So turn 2 it gets a little bit more interesting. So so for turn 2, we've both picked some covert operations. If I'd thought about it, I'd have pushed the watcher up, thrown the watcher up board, so then I could have been in the right position and then being able to drop markers, etc. I did drop some markers this turn to try to spread them out as one of my schemes. And I'm not sure if that worked or not. Anyway, so the clever thing from this round, or this turn, is what happened with the hunter. So the hunter had the no prisoners upgrade on, and I had my peacekeeper within 2 inches of the hunter. So no prisoners has an ability on it for minions, which when they take an attack action within 8 inches of the model, you can discard a card to choose another model within 2 inches to jump straight to the model. So this is going to be the main moment of this turn, which is going to be quite interesting. And I don't know, I have never done it before, and I will definitely be doing it again, especially as it doesn't have any restrictions on who you can do it to. They just have to be in 2 inches and the enemy has to be within 8. So it's quite an interesting thing. The only other thing that's really interesting from this round is that hunters have deadly pursuit. So this will change something during the game as well, which is useful. So we've got some A-bombs on the table, abominations, and Jade was using those to threaten an abomination engine in this game rather than actually place an abomination engine out onto the board. But the threat itself was bad enough, and so I did have to remove them, as an A-bomb engine coming at you, especially with the tone built in, is quite scary. Dropping scheme markers with these abominations as well, so that if I end up in a specific position, then I am buggered. So the A-bombs move into a position of power to hold the centre of the board and hold the objective, because the building is stopping me from going one way around it. And then what happens unfortunately is I do a very bad, a severe damage to the first one of the abomination engines, and so I can't actually kill it from that one. So, but I do cause just damage to the second one. I'm within 2 inches, and that's me jumping the Peacekeeper. So that was the big moment from that turn. Jade's able to send another A-bomb into me, and this puts a load of injury onto the Peacekeeper before it gets to activate. And so my stats are like 0-0 by the time I'm attacked back. But because the A-bomb's going, the Peacekeeper's going next, there's a scheme marker near it, and it's got flurry. It gets a total of 4 attacks over the course of this turn, and I've got rams in hand just to ram everything through into my opponent here. So it knocks out both abominations and the summoned one, and then we also take out the hollow waif as well. So I think thinking about it and talking to others, I think it would have been better if I'd have gone with having Howard Langston instead for this board, because this board had so many forests and severe terrain that Howard would have at least been able to go where he wanted to on the board, and ignoring resistance triggers would have been great into the riders. So I'm disappointed I didn't have that on this board, but I think I'd already built the crew before we played the game and seen the terrain. So because it's just a friendly throwdown rather than a competitive match. I say that. Anyway, so yeah, so the Peacekeeper's done peacekeepery things, and it's now going to be killed in no short order because it's on stat 0, which still I reflect from the high cards, which is hilarious. But it does still die because on the whole way through it's been being unmade triggered, and these 1 damage hits are quite oppressive to it, and so again, Howard would have ignored all of those, and that would have helped with dealing with this crew. So next time I try Hoffman, I'll probably put the Howard in, maybe even with a lead line coat rather than the Peacekeeper. I hope this actually even makes sense at all. So the Peacekeeper is now dead, unfortunately, and so from there the Soul Battery moves into position to claim the marker for the turn, and I am moving up my... Oh God, it's just started raining really heavily. You might be able to hear that in the background. I start moving my Peacekeeper? Warden over to the side to place myself into a position for the marker. Jade also starts dropping markers for Set the Trap. And I had told her the turn before that I had Daily Pursuit on the Watcher, and that's how the Watcher got back out. We end up both scoring for covert operations for turn 1, but nobody else scores any other points yet because we haven't, because the markers went in the right place for the schemes. Going into turn 3, it all starts going downhill from here. So I've already lost my Peacekeeper, which was the only thing that was going to be holding me together. So I charge a Hunter into the Pale Rider because I've seen the Pale Rider fight so many times that I want to try and get Jade to use up her tokens on that rider to be able to hold it back at least for a little bit, because otherwise the amount of damage it does with Irreducible and then burning just makes that terrible. But I don't hit exceptionally hard, and Jade's able to hold on to enough tokens to be able to continue causing damage across my crew. But hey, that's life. And then from here I'm trying to, because Hoffman is stuck at the back of the board, he inside a wood, he's not close enough to his crew to be able to put out the tokens. Going forward, I think I would have created a convex rather than a concave system for the boss, where the boss is at the front and the models are behind. So that when once the models start moving forward, he is still able to put out power tokens. So a lot of that turn was spent getting him back into position to try to heal up models which were already starting to take enough damage from the Revel triggers, which are just terrible. Now the soul battery has done its job of holding the middle marker. It then moves into the middle of my crew, and it's got that entropy thing, which means that every time I activate, I'm going to take a point of damage, and ping damage onto armor models is just rude. And there's not much I can do about that, unfortunately. I try to place my models into positions which allow me to score set the trap as well. But this is in the end denied quite cleverly by Jade and her master, which we'll see in a minute when she pulls the Dead Rider back, which spoilers, but hey, it's just a game. So yeah, Dead Rider is going to do some damage. I realise that the Watcher all the way out there on his own is not really going to do very much, so I just move it in. It's got and it doesn't do very much at all. Luckily, the Pale Rider decides that it wants it dead, so it causes some damage to it, and this means that I will at least score a hidden martyr point at the end of the turn for the dead Watcher, because I think Hans had shot it once already and took it down to 2 wounds left. So the Dead Rider, the Pale Rider's 2 irreducible damage, 2 burning thing killed it, luckily. So the Guardian is trying to put himself to a position where he can claim that marker at 2-inch range while the Dead Rider and then place out a ski marker. And I was trying also to put out the stunned thing because the Dead Rider hadn't gone yet, so I was hoping that I could get stunned onto the Dead Rider, but I didn't have a high enough crow or card in my hand to stop the attack. This is where Jade pulls back the Dead Rider using a trigger, which just flipped from her deck, I believe, and she's holding the Hunter in place, so I can't Deadly Pursuit out of there. I have a look to see if I can, and I can't. So yeah, that stops that. Yeah, that's about it for this turn. It'll go really quickly from here because there's not much left of the turn anyway. So I am going to claim the marker at the top, just so it is held. And so Jade will claim the same marker by the looks of it. So that is turn 3, and the markers are in place for set the trap now because I can't escape with my Hunter. So there are 3 models in the right position for set the trap to be claimed. So we go into that turn. We both score covert. I score 1 for hidden, and Jade scores 1 for set the trap. So we're going into the 4th turn of the game now, shuffling up. Yay. Tell me what you think about these commentaries. I mean, I don't have that much to say on most of these because they're just games. But if anything is interesting to you or you think I could have done better, do let me know. We're going into the 4th turn, and I think this is where my crew just disintegrates. The Pale Rider is up to 4 tokens and is just going to stand in the middle of my crew and revel, and everybody takes 2 damage, irreducible, and 2 burning. So I mean, the crew is just about bleeding out at this point. And then a couple of punches from the Pale Rider just to finish me off, and I'm losing models at a speed of knots at this point. I've declared the Guardian as the second half of my Hidden Martyrs, and so he is, but he's not going to be there for very long. He's probably, but he goes into the Dead Rider again, trying to get that crow to allow for to put some stunned onto him, just to try to hold back the revels, but it doesn't work, and so all I get is a pushback with him. But at least it holds him in position, or makes Jade have to make a decision as to who's going in with what. No, it's fine. Revel allows for a punch on the Guardian as she walks through, and the damage is enough to, well, the damage is enough to get models down to a position. Now, the thing with the Levictus crew, yeah, I suppose, is how Levy works. Is Levy can just walk, if Levy's within 6 inches of models for an 8, these models then take 1 damage. So you can do that for up to 3 times. So with an extremely armored crew like Hoffman, who has lots of armor, few wounds, being able to just flip 3 8s and do 3 automatic damage is quite a lot of damage to that crew, and it also is undefendable, as in your opponent doesn't get a chance to your opponent doesn't get a chance to flip cards against you. So the Levy crew really has some power in it when it does that. Although in this case she just used Malice because she had the cards, and instead wanted to draw some more cards with the because she'd been building up the fate token triggers for the turn. So yeah, that works for as well. So I'm trying to salvage what I can by getting Hoffman into position to heal up what I've got left, and using up power tokens to do this, because Hoffman has the ability to discard power tokens to increase the range of his torch. And while it does stop the armor reducing ability, it doesn't actually stop the ability on the ability to use for min damage, which is a shame. And I'm also giving out some fast and trying to put out some injured where I can, but Hans at this point is still available, and while I've got a focus on me, probably I'm going to be saved once, maybe by the red Joker, by the black Joker, but no, I'm saved. No, I'm not saved at all. I think this is where the hunter dies. Just seeing, yeah, it looks like it, yeah. Yeah, we're just about at the end here, so yeah, this is where the hunter dies. Now, what was really cool in this game was the mechanical attendant was able to just stand on top of a wall, and then when he does his pull push thing, he's on top of a 1-inch wall, and so therefore he's getting a lot more people into range to be able to claim the marker, to be able to do the push and pull ability from them, which is useful at least. So that's that black Joker, and then, but yeah. And so the cat's going up there trying to claim that for next turn, or now really, because I still had the ability with that one. And I think that's how I get my third hunter point, third point. But yeah, we're just about at the end of this one. We got about 2 minutes left to run on the video, and I'm just waiting. Oh, here we go. Okay, going into the final turn of the game. There's not much left from my side. I'm bleeding and burning out. Hoffman is alive in the middle, but he has got. She's keeping Hoffman alive. Jade's keeping Hoffman alive because she wants to try and put the extra markers around me for set the trap. And I am just trying to hold on to what I can. At the moment, we are equal. It's a free all, because I've got 2 covert, Jade's got 3 covert, I've got 3 covert, but Jade's going to score her 4th covert here, and also gets a point for hidden martyrs as I punch the soul battery to death with Hoffman, and I get that revealed as my hidden martyr at that point, and that scores the extra points. This game ends 6-4 for Jade. Really good play from Jade here. The Levictus crew is really good. It's got that ability. It's got an ability to use with 2 riders, especially because one, unless you can deal with 1 rider on turn 1, or knock a rider out turn 2, you're dealing with one rider, and then the second rider has still got its fate tokens growing up, and then the other rider goes in on the next turn with its fate tokens. So unless you can deal with one rider turn 2, the second rider turn 3, you're going to get fate tokened off the board with their 4 and 5 level abilities. But really good game, really enjoyed the experience. 6-4 win to Jade here. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the game. I hope you enjoyed the recording. If you enjoyed, please like. If you're a like, please subscribe. If you want to see future games, please let us know. My name's Marcus, that was Jade, and this is M3e.